We're off and running. There we go. All right, welcome everybody. Just want to give you a quick overview of who Visionaire Lighting is. This is our headquarters currently out in Los Angeles, California. All of our manufacturing is done currently in Ensenada, Mexico. We have a little over 300,000 square feet under roof, from die casting, sand casting, permanent mold, paint, finish, fabrication. Everything is done there, is ended up bringing back across the border and shipped from our headquarters, which you're seeing at this particular picture here. We do populate and produce our LED boards in-house in Los Angeles. And so this is a machine just kind of showing you some of the tools that are there, but that's just kind of a quick overview. We have about 450 people at the factory in Ensenada, Mexico. And then we have about a team of 100 when everybody's back in the office, to be able to people working at their office. But all your orders would be shipped from Los Angeles, and all your orders would actually be produced from Ensenada, Mexico. So as we dive into the little product offering that we have here, this is our Luso family, which we're very excited about. We really tried to be able to get you some form and function, as you see here. So we have a large, a medium, and then we do a bollard and a wall sconce. So the large was anywhere from 25,000 lumens up to 55,000 lumens. We can do it with an arm mount, as you see at that top picture, and then we can do it as a double arm or a single arm. And either size, large or medium, can offer in those configurations from mounting. And then when we do the medium, we do 25,000 lumens up to 5,000 up to 25,000 lumens. And then if you also can see the double post that we're showing here in the medium, currently we're doing a lightly diffused or a heavy diffused lens. So we have people with glare applications that we're concerned for lower mounting heights. And what we do differently on that is we actually give you the actual lumen package rather than a percentage. So if you look at all our cut sheets, we're going to give you a preference of a 5, 10, 15, 25, 25,000 lumens. As when we do the lightly diffused or the heavy, we're going to give you an 8, a 12, a 17,000 lumens. So you won't have to guess what that lumen configuration is when a lot of times you have to use a multiplier, and we try not to do that. As you'll look through the product offering, you'll always see a wide variety of families, and that's what we've done here. That's the reason why we brought in that bollard as well. Very high lumen package, 5,000 lumens in a bollard, which from what I've seen so far, not too many bollards out there that have that high of lumen package, along with a multiple array of lumen pattern distribution. So that helps as well. And then a wall sconce. Love it or hate it. It's good if you have the right application for it. We've had some success with it. We also are working on a true wall sconce that's more half of a dome, like you would see for this particular style. So, we're very excited about this product. Very competitive, great performance, and just good from style offering from our product family. And this is just kind of diving into showing you a little more pictures of the large. The medium size is 22 inch, and then the large is 31 inch in diameter. This is showing you the medium fixture with the diffuse lens, as we spoke about as well. Going over to the bollard and the wall sconce. This is our V family of product. This is really our workhorse product that we end up doing. So we always have a VSX, which is the medium, again, to the 5 to the 25,000 lumens, the medium from 25,000 lumen up to 55,000 lumen. We do a VLX, which is from 55 up to 78,000 lumens. And then we do have a VXL XL, which I personally don't like, but that will go up to 95,000 lumens. It wasn't designed very architecturally pleasing, as you can end up seeing here is this family. We have the wall sconce, and then we have bollards, and then some floods. So we have louvers, and we'll kind of show you that a little bit more as we're progressing through the line. This is the VLX XL, which is up to 95. The housing on that is being retooled and designed just because it's a little large in that configuration. But, people look at it. I know that length is about 48 inches. When I look at the Lithonia from a competitor standpoint, they're at 46 inches. So it's still either one of those fixtures in my mind are a little long, but we do have people that use it because they like the lumen package and want to continue to keep into that same family of product. This is showing you some different mounting options. One thing we really have tried to do in the VSX family is give you a breadth of product offerings and different mounting options. Excuse me. Quite a few times you get out there and you say, I have a straight arm. Next thing you knew, you need it on a knuckle because you have a tendon out there or you have a mast arm. We really try to be able to accommodate that. The other thing about the VSX and the VMX, as I continue to show you through here, you'll look at those mountings can be replaced in the field. So for whatever reason, someone says, hey, I used a straight arm and I needed a tool, you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd be able to swap that out right and get a new fixture. The same situation in the VSX, giving you those same different 6 mounting options that we'll get into here as well. Right here's a picture showing a twist lock. We do have wireless controls where we would actually embed it. So that picture just illustrates both, whether we would embed it or a twist lock. Obviously, if you use the twist lock, you wouldn't have the outside antenna, but if you had it embedded, you would have that outside antenna for our wireless Pangea Link product offering that we do as well. This is kind of just talking about the different arms, as I was alluding to. So what happens, a universal arm, what that allows you a lot for a retrofit application. A lot of times you get out there and you don't always know what the drill pattern is. So now this allows you to have an arm that does a universal arm already built into the fixture. So that would be designated as a UAM for universal arm. This is the straight. A lot of new construction would end up doing with that. So we get up using that straight arm. We also do it as a mast arm fitter. As if you look at the back half of that product, that arm would be able to come off if you needed to change any of those other 2 previous arms that I showed you as well. And that nomenclature is an MAF for mast arm fitter. And then this is the knuckle mount. What we do a little different than we do a knuckle mount, because we typically assume people are going to tilt that. And so this would come with a cast face over it and a lens. So that would actually protect the LED when you do a knuckle mount. A lot of times people aren't aware of that, but you know, as much product that we've sold out in the field, people start tilting things up, doing up like flags. We always recommend, and we just do it as a standard offering. We would cast face and then a lens over the top of that just to protect the LEDs. This is our traditional arm mount. If you are new to us, but if you've seen out there, you may see some old specs that says VMX1 or VLX1. This was that original arm tradition. And so when we went to the second 2 series, that changed those different mounting arms to be able to do that, but we kept the same traditional. Some people like that as well. And we didn't want to change if there were specs out there and have to reinvent the wheel and make a change and adjustment. So we got that as well. We also do it as an adjustable wall mount. A lot of people would like to be able to tilt that. So we have, again, you can do that in the VSX or in the VMX and an AWM, and that's again for adjustable wall mount. We try to have a bunch of different shield options. This is our cutoff louver shield. We can do it from the back as we see here. We can do it from the right side, do it from the left side. We've had some applications where they want complete cutoff, and so we can do custom house side shields depending on the application and the requirement. Currently, we're working on some new optics so that you won't have to have this ugly shovel, because I know it's not very attractive when you do that. So we're hoping here in the next couple months that we'll have some T3 and T4, be able to put what I would consider an eyebrow on the back of it, so it's a little more pleasing from an aesthetics look on that. When you talk about floods, we can do some barn doors as they're illustrated here. And that really shows that cast face that I was illustrating when I talked about the lens earlier. Shields, egg crates. That's really, if you're just looking, where we found this is if they're doing uplight, they want to shine up a building and they really want to project that in. If they don't use the barn lights, the barn door, they'll end up doing the shields. And then this also gives you an adjustable louver. So another application that can be done in any of those fixtures. And all those could be and can be added after in field. So that kind of helps that. This just is kind of going over that VMF, just showing you the different options as well. This is the medium wall sconce, and then the small. The medium goes up to 25,000 lumens. We can do an emergency battery backup. We also do offer a cold pack, depending on the application. We do a lot of stuff in the East Coast that has cold pack. We can do in either size. And then the small is up to anywhere from 3 up to 12,000 lumens on that. But both of those family product offerings can do emergency standard or cold pack, depending on where part of the country that you're looking for. And so they should be on the cut sheets. We'll put it as a cold pack, and the cold pack cost is a little bit more, but in that application, you don't really have much choice. Keeping that family of product of line using the bollards. Again, little about 5,000 lumens on this, and again, variation of optics. Here's a good illustration of what I always recommend on from an insulation stand, setting those backaways away from where that traditional is, because you understand you're going to get a forward throw if you're using a T3 or a T4. And again, if you're using a T2, you're still going to get that forward throw. So it's really nice from the bollard family. We're always very conscious about doing performance and optics on those, so you can get a true through on those things as well. So something we're trying to be able to do. Our bow series, again, you know, love it or hate it from a design criteria. Really, this has been a workhorse for us. We do a lot with the DOTs. This fixture is very common. We've done FedEx. We've done a lot of truck stops, distribution centers, roadway applications. As you can see here, these are independent light engines. And so they can go as little as 3 or as large as 8. So the 3 light Bow LX would give you about 40,000 lumens, and then the 8 light engine would end up giving you 145,000 lumens. And then we can do some smaller wattages. This is the Bow SX for the smaller, and then we can do a little more pedestrian level. You can do this as a single arm at 32 LEDs, 16 LEDs. So depending on the application, and then we can do custom pole heights for you as well. But again, it's about having the application. You know, we have had some success with a high blade. Some people like that linear look. And so we've used that from a linear perspective, and we've done that. Where we found some great successes in car dealerships. We do a lot of service bays and areas where we end up using that. That's also done in a parking garage. We've done that, and we'll be able to uplight that. And so uplighting that, we've actually done some tennis courts. We've done some pools. We can do some natatorium finishes as well, depending on the fixture and the wattage. So something else that we can kind of take a look at from that family. Again, as I mentioned, car dealerships, this just kind of shows you an illustration. This is the Bow LX4. Again, back to that 4 light engine. There's 5 different mounting options on that as well. So again, post top, arm mount, mast arm, so a knuckle mount. This is the Bow SX. So you can see this is the light engines themselves aren't quite as long. And so we can get up to 35,000 lumens as low as 5,000 lumens, depending on how many light engines that you would put in that. And this is where we do that a lot. There's that adjustable arm. You can see an illustration in that picture here, where that's a distribution center where we end up putting that over every truck bay from an application.
Darren, a quick question. Is there an advantage either way, if you go back one slide, to doing the 4 shorter light engines versus 2 longer light engines? Or can you not go below 3 with it when it's longer?
3 don't go when it's longer.
Okay, so you can't go to 2 long. You would go to the 4 short.
You'd go to the 4 short, correct. Okay. So smaller, especially because that's really going to be designed more for smaller, lower lumen packages. So there wouldn't be a need for that. And what happens when you get 2, it just looks a little cumbersome. It's not very attractive. So we don't even make that in a 2. So gotcha. It's a 3, 4, 6, and an 8.
Gotcha.
This is the low bay and high bay that I was mentioning to you as well. So just a little more linear. You know, we've done a lot of, again, service areas, as I told you, from car dealerships. We've done some hangars in airports. We've done some where they're inverted upside down. We've done some tennis courts. We got some tennis court, some swimming pools. So it's I'm not going to say it's going to be that cheap, inexpensive fixture, but for the right application where natatorium, high lumen packages, you know, we do tend to do quite a bit of that. This is the low bay itself. Same application, just different mounting if you want to put that ceiling to the mount. We also can do it in a parking garage. The Bow 1 and the Bow 2, the difference is just the amount of the LEDs. We have done a tremendous amount of Bow 1s throughout the country. Our single largest project is Miami Airport. We have about 8,000 fixtures out there installed, and that's been up now for about 7 years. And I'm going to tell you, we've had about 12 fixtures of those 8,000 that we've had failures with. So they've been very happy with that. A lot of people like that linear look still. I am very familiar that people like the round look because you don't have to worry about it mounting an application. But from a uniformity, from 30-foot spacing, 8 to 9 foot ceiling, you get a great uniformity, 5-foot candles on that fixture. So in the right application for the right look, I use that just because it kind of keeps everybody out from a spec locker rather than keeps you away from that traditional square or round look. It's something a little unique. That's why we were able to win that project in Miami. So just again, another application of things we're trying to do differently. This is the Crossbow I was mentioned to you earlier. Again, this is the Bow LX 3rd generation. If you look here at this picture, you can see a Bow LX2. So we really tried to clean that up. A lot of people did or didn't like that. We'd have people that would want to put a decorative shroud around that. So, you know, you can do this at a 12-foot mounting height and get 18,000 lumens out of that. So right application, you know, pedestrian level, you can do that as a single, as a double. So just a little more. I think there's a couple other people out there that are doing. Kim has something similar. NLS has a product that's out there that's similar to that as well. It's something we've had for a while and we've been, you know, fairly successful in that as well. Traditional fixtures, you know, this would not be my favorite fixture. However, we do sell a lot of them. I mean, it's that basic shoebox, round or square. You know, I was in Arizona a week ago and I was surprised how many square style boxes that they still use and don't want to make a change just because they like that look. And we offer a size 1, 2, or 3, depending on the lumen package. And then as you can see here, we have some wall packs that tie together. The traditional trapezoid wall pack, we've been very successful with that. We've done probably about 15,000 Tractor Supplies throughout the country. Now that's not for their distribution, but that's for their actual stores and locations. So it depends on what you want to do. Look, it's a very economical. We wanted to have an economical product that we were making, making domestically rather than importing anything. So these are all castings and then spinnings on the other boxes that we make in-house. Just showing you some applications. This right here that you know, see, that's a universal arm. So back to doing a lot of retrofit. You can do it with a traditional arm that you see on the round fixture, or you can do it with a universal arm. So whatever that bolt pattern may be, you don't have to worry about re-drilling it out from a contractor. And a lot of the contractors have been very happy from an installation standpoint, knowing that they can do that and not have to add another bracket or get out there and worry about with that drill or having to re-drill it. But still keeping that thing in mind of continuing to keep family product offering together. So a size 1's up to about 15,000 lumens, size 2 is up to 25, and then up to 35,000 in the size 3. Still in that traditional style round or square box. Can do them in spider mount, as long as you see the arm mounts as well as here. We also have done a tremendous amount with that traditional box in a parking garages, square, trapezoidal, or round. And then we're getting ready to come out here as well, kind of our own round with edge-lit parking garage. We'll probably have here in the next couple months as well, because we know that's where the market's going as well on that. But you'd be surprised, still people like this traditional style, and it wouldn't be my favorite choice, but when someone wants to order a couple thousand, I tend to love that fixture, as we all do. These are the wall mounts that I'd mentioned to you, just kind of diving into that a little bit. We can do, again, back to the embedded nodes for wireless. We've done that quite a bit on parking garages, car dealerships, some different applications. Premier family, trying to keep everything, again, a traditional family. Do it in a large, up to 30,000 lumens, and then we do it in a medium. And then we have 2 bollard styles. We can do the straight shaft, or we can do a tapered shaft. Really what's nice about this, where we've done some campuses, you can see it here, and I'll show you a little farther pictures. We've done some illuminated rings at the caps on those. So we did the University of Georgia with about 50 of them, because they did black fixtures with the red highlight for the university campus. We had some office campuses that have done that. So, you know, it's a traditional fixture, but it still adds a little extra flair. If you're adding something from a spec locker to keeps everybody else out there, that's what you can do it. Performance on a decorative to get up to 25 to 30,000 lumens. So far, I haven't seen a lot of people that can get that high in a decorative post-op. So this is the large we have as well. And then this is the medium. And then we can also do the Serenity lens that we had talked about earlier for both the large and the medium on this. And there's a better picture of the black with the illuminated ring on there as well. Again, on a wall sconce, or can be done on a bollard or the larger fixture, depending on what you're looking for. Same thing with this, up to 5,000 lumens with your bollard. Again, a high performing, which allows 5 different optical patterns, so you can get a good throw. Just, not have typically on a bollard, you're going to lighten up your bushes or the grass. Or in this case, having true photometrics, you can actually put those where you need. Our Odin family series, we have 3 sizes from a reflector size, 20, 25, and 30. And then we have 6 different shade options and 6 different caps. So there's a total of 36 different options with this family, depending on what you're looking for. A wide variety. Everyone has got a little different spin. We do have the decorative arms that you can show here. We can do a lot of different configurations. Because we are manufacturing, we do quite a bit of custom arms in this family of products. We've done some custom basing where we've done city logos, city names, branding of that particular park or facility in that as well. Up to 50,000 lumens, up to the 30-inch fixture as well. Again, this is just kind of going into that as well. We also offer some wall sconces. So we've cut that traditional housing in half. And so you're not having to get an arm on there. So, which is nice. So you got a complete family of everything that we're doing. The New Orleans, again, very traditional. We offer 3 different capitals, and then you can do it with clear. You can do it with acrylic shade. You can do it as a hard top or completely, as you see on both sides. Right now we just increased this. This was up to 18. Now we're up to 25,000 lumens in the New Orleans fixture. The Aria. This product was actually designed initially from HID, and it really didn't do a good job in the HID family. And when we first changed it over to the LED, that product's been very accepted very, very well. I mean, nice lumen package, nice design. Some people say, I don't want that, acorn anymore. I'm tired of that glare. So we really designed that cap really to kind of fit that acorn style to be able to do that and give you performance. We can do it as an arm mount or as a post top. And there's 3 other different shade tops. If you wanted this completely top flat, we can do that as well. And that's a Cal 5 we can end up doing there. Just a quick little overview of roadway. We do actually quite a bit of roadway fixtures. We understand it's a competitive market. This can anywhere from 5 up to 45,000 lumens. This is the RLX1, and then we have an RLX3, which I'll end up showing you here, which is a little smaller fixture, which does about 14,000 lumens. So this is really the economical, cheap version when you get into that roadway. And we welcome the opportunity to see what we can do to do pricing at that point. We know it's not, it's an ugly price point, but we would love nothing better to be able to have that opportunity to try and work with you guys on that. And then this just kind of gives you an overview of just the poles that we have. So we make our own poles. All our steel poles we make in-house. Round tapered steel poles we do. And then anything aluminum over 20 foot, we end up doing a buyout from Belmont on those. But we also have a bunch of decorative bases and everything that we can tie in as well. Obviously, pole pricing is all over the board just because steel and aluminum prices continue to keep going up. And this is something we're not even putting in our price book just because it is honestly changing daily, pole pricing. So, but we can do all the decorative bases. We need different colors, finishes, just kind of gives you a quick overview of who we are, what we're doing, and how we can help you. Any other questions there, sir?
The array product is always groups of 4 diodes, correct?
Yes. No. Well, depends on what you say, or when you say that. Hold on one second. When you say array product, what do you mean by that?
Well, initially, when I was learning about LC versus array, I thought the array approach was all